Alright, so we all know what TDS is, right? It's just your average tower defense game. And with tower defense games comes events. Today I'm going to be pitting two event towers against each other and seeing which is better. Now you read the title, so you're probably like, why is he putting Hallow against Snowballer? Shouldn't he put Snowballer against Elementalist? I'll tell you why. On my first attempt with Elementalist, I got to wave 30 in intermediate. Snowballer didn't get anywhere near that. Hallow got steamrolled by Harvester in my last video, which you should go watch. So I'm putting two of the worst event towers against each other to see which is better and which is worse. Enough yapping, let's get to the rules. For round 1, each tower will be placed by themselves on a normal map. For Snowballer I chose Winter Bridges and for Hallow I chose Nether. Why these maps? Because it fit the theme of the tower. They'll be playing in intermediate mode. For round 2, each tower will be given support and golden minigunner. This seems good, but it's not good when I tell you that they'll be fighting on Outpost 32. Arguably one of the hardest events in TDS history. For the final round, each tower will be given DJ and Commander and two randomly chosen towers given to us by the almighty Wheel. They'll be playing Fallen on the map Grass Isle. Let's get to round 1. I placed two Snowballers on wave 1 because what can one level 1 Snowballer do that two level 0 Snowballers can't? I placed a few more and upgraded them to help the Snowballers because, believe it or not, we were already struggling. This means on wave 7, when the regenerating ghoul comes out, we have a bit of a problem. I managed to barely kill it with some extra Snowballers. There is one major problem with this challenge. Neither of these towers have hidden detection. It's not as big as a problem for Hallow since she does some splash damage, but for Snowballer who does nothing, this is a huge hazard. But that wasn't even the main problem. There were two high HP ghouls at the back, so I did as much as I could, but we ended up dying on wave 11. Now for Hallow turn. On Nether, there's this big section at the start, and Hallow could cover it all. So I placed two Hallow accordingly. I basically just spammed Hallow and on wave 7, they made quick work of the ghoul. I started spamming even more Hallow but there's one roadblock that Snowballer didn't have. Hallow has a placement limit. However, I didn't recognize this as much of a problem as I had all my Hallow at level 1. We were lucky on wave 11 because my Hallow managed to deal with the enraged and the 3 ghouls. We ended up dying on wave 14 to some hidden enraged zombies. That means point 1 goes to Hallow but Hallow is entering a domain it's not familiar with. Outpost 32. Originally stemming from the Frost Invasion event around 3 years ago in 2021, it holds one of the strongest bosses in all of TDS history. But we don't need to worry about that because there's no way we're winning, but we can try. I placed Pyro first and a Snowballer on the left side of the map. For some reason I decided to defend the front. I placed Snowballers on every side, but I was confused because it seemed that the Snowballers weren't doing any damage. This was a problem. Either I was missing something, or it was a bug. At wave 5, I finally realized that I needed to defend the back. I guess my brain was just finally turning off since I had already beaten both of these modes twice. On the day it was released, mind you. I started to lose HP rapidly because a few Pyros was not enough to defend the hordes of enemies. I got a golden minigunner. Sadly, I was too late and it was not enough and I died. I learned my lesson on Hallow turn because I defended the back instead of the front. I used Pyros to defend, and when the protective shields broke and the enemies broke through, the golden Pyro dealt with most of them. Keyword most. On wave 4, for some reason I placed two Hallow but it was all for nothing because we leaked anyway. Thanks TDS, very cool. I'll save you the trouble, we died on wave 5 because Pyros and Hallow just were not gonna cut it. This is Snowballer's domain after all, so right now, the game is tied. But this might change. Bring out the wheel. For Snowballer, the extra two towers I got were Crook Boss and Golden Cowboy. This loadout could possibly, if the stars align right, get to wave 40 in followed mode, but let's be honest, that's not happening. For Hallow I got Militant and Ranger. One of these is one of the best late game towers in the game, but another one is practically useless in fallen mode. At least it's better than Hallow am I right? I used Militant for early defense and helped it out with the Hallow on wave 3. We lost a bit of HP to some heavies, but it was mostly smooth sailing until wave 12. Where the two enemies we were trash at defending got spammed. Fallen Souls and heavies. Eventually, Fallen Souls rushed in and killed us. Funny that not even Ranger could have helped us in that scenario. Now it's Snowballer's turn. I defended with Golden Cowboy, but he looked a little off. But he needed help from a Crook Boss on wave 4. I'm rocking the new skin. I got a few extra cowboys to help deal with the Fallen Squire, and we killed him with ease. I put down a Snowballer to at least give it the purpose to, slow down the enemies a little bit, because that's literally all it's good for, and it's not even good at that. No joke, this tower is literally just Freezer, but before the buff. This tower is so garbage, but for the sake of the challenge, I put one down. We were struggling on wave 9, so I just stress placed a mix of Crook bosses and cowboys, and thankfully, we ended up killing the heavies. We did leak some fallen souls, but the goons cleaned up. Skipping forward, we killed the fallen necromancer, and eventually we died to a fallen on wave 19. This means the winner of the challenge is Snowballer. I'll admit it, this doesn't mean that Snowballer is better than Hallow because, well, it isn't. But I said it last time and I'll say it again. This is my channel and I like these challenges. I'm sure if I was a higher level and had more base HP, I could have made it further, but maybe made some better placements, but hey, it is what it is. Anyways, Merry Christmas or Happy Christmas. Thanks for watching to the end. You're officially cool now. Goodbye.